These 7 skills will make you over 10,000 Ghana cedis in Ghana and beyond every single month.
There is a rule, 1% rule.
Yeah.
That rule says that if you want to commit 1% of your time or your energy to one thing,
Yeah.
by 100 days, you've done 100 minutes.
Yeah.
And that will be a productive time for you.
And I tell you, I made my first money without actually knowing. I haven't even created a Facebook page before. But I had learned everything there is to know about Facebook page, so I could walk you through the process of creating a Facebook page.
Once you are creating, you are building.
Yeah.
And so you create, you build, you learn, and you earn.
Welcome to the Millennial Moneybook Podcast. This video is actually motivated by the last video that we shared on taking advantage of the digital world and mindset and making money. That video has actually gone viral and we've received a lot of comments. Specifically, people are very much interested in the specific skills that they have to learn so that they can take advantage of the digital world. That is what has motivated today's video. So we're going to dive deeper and share with you some specific skills that Philip, I would want to give you that. Just take us through, in your own experience, what kind of skills, and that skills number one that you would say if you meet any other guy, any other person on the street, that you would say that if you can't do anything, at least make sure that you know how to do this particular thing. What would that be?
Being a graphic designer in Ghana, it pays off. If you're a graphic designer, it simply means that you want to take an idea and then transform that idea into a visual appealing format that people can then extract information from that piece.
Yeah.
And so you are converting a brief. If I say a brief, I mean like a written copy that instructs you on what the client wants. By doing this, you are exchanging these skills, and that skill set is graphic design. And that is the one skill that I think it has helped me a lot. It has given me some coins. It has enriched my social ecosystem. I've been able to get closer to people that I never thought I would meet them.
Yeah.
Because of graphic design.
Yeah.
I've met, great minds.
See how valuable this skill is, and the coins. And when we say the coins, I use the coins because it may be coins on a level or something, but the goal here that we are telling everybody is 10,000 Ghana cedis a month, right?
Yeah.
Which is possible. And I can tell you that most people on the average, whether they are working for the government or private sector, are not making that amount of money.
No.
If you read the Ghana statistics report to look at the average, earnings, it's crazy. But all that we are saying is that it's possible and people are doing that. How can people, get started on a skill like that?
So if you want to start graphic design as one that you've chosen to embark on, number one, you need to understand that it's a new game that you want to enter.
Yeah.
One is either you are new to it, or or you've heard about it but you've not paid attention to it.
Yeah.
And so if you are totally new to it, then you need to change your mindset and develop a new mindset to it, that I'm going to be a graphic designer.
Yeah.
If I want to be a graphic designer, it means that you are going to be in the creative environment.
Yeah.
And if you are going to be in a creative environment, you need to now begin to think outside the box.
Yeah.
You don't have to think like any other person.
Yeah.
And so how to get started? Number one is to identify one or two tools that will help you to start the journey.
Yeah.
And one of the tools I will recommend for any graphic designer is the Adobe suite. In Ghana, it's
No, it's really in Ghana. What he's trying to say is that, look, the truth is that you can get it for free if you want to.
You can start using Photoshop to learn this. You can be a full graphic designer just by concentrating 100%. There is a rule, 1% rule.
Yeah.
That rule says that if you want to commit 1% of your time or your energy to one thing,
Yeah.
by 100 days, you've done 100 minutes.
Yeah.
And that will be a productive time for you.
Of course.
And so, if you only commit just 1 minute of your time to learning Photoshop, trust me, by the next 3 months, even to the next 2 months, you will start cashing out some 2,000, some 1,000 Ghana cedis.
That and the next 3 months will probably be like I don't want to do the calculation, but it's fine. So 1 minute a day, and then in 3 months, averagely will be about
60 days.
60, no, 90 days.
90
So
days.
averagely every month is like, let's say averagely 30 days a month. And then you are doing that times 90, right? Or times 3. Times 3. So 30, 30, 30. That is 90,
90,
right?
yeah.
And you're doing 1 minute, just 60 seconds.
60 seconds.
So at the end of the, you would have done more like 90 minutes.
And there's
That can teach you a lot.
yeah. So the number one skill that I would say is it will fetch you that amount of money in a month. Is leveraging on Adobe Photoshop and becoming a graphic designer.
Okay.
You will make it in Ghana.
All right. Thank you for that. First of all, you've already mentioned some of the company. You have to discover that this skill, as we are telling you right now, if you discover that this skill can make you money, all you have to do is I want to learn it. The decision that I want to learn graphic design. First of all, to solve your own personal design problems, you want to design social media posts, a flyer, invitation. Then I want to design it also to help other people. So that's first decision. Decide that you want to. Secondly, then as Philip mentioned, what kind of tools, resources do I need to get started on it? And he has recommended the Adobe Creative Suite. Of course, it is like the landmark for design and for the creative world. But not to even go that complex, I would also add Canva, because Canva is an online design tool that is solidly competing with the Adobe Creative Suite. And in fact, they have a lot of templates that people can get started with 1 hour or 30 minutes tutorial on Canva. You can get started. The next thing before even that is to understand design principles.
Yeah.
Like understand alignment, understand
of design and principles.
exactly. You can dive into it. Whatever skill you want to acquire on this earth is available for free. And they teach it better than the universities. I won't lie to you. I know it. They teach it better than the universities. And go there, learn it for free. And after you spend a few time learning, just practice it.
Practice. Just go to a closer friend. Hey, do you have any birthday coming? I want to do a birthday post for you. Free. I mean,
Free.
start from giving it to your friends. I mean,
exactly.
I want to do this free design for you. And the next person, next shop, I haven't seen you on social media. I want you design a social media post for you. For your company. Let me do that for you. It's free. Once you start doing that and building your portfolio, then people will then go to these guys, ask them, hey, I saw this design.
This nice design.
Who did it for you? Oh, it's Philip, it's Uncle, it's Francis. And then, oh, please, can you give me his contact?
I want you to do that. That's just going to be
of you becoming a billionaire.
yeah.
That's the beginning.
That is the point of
you are not becoming a billionaire.
That is the moment you begin to start to earn.
And once you hit your 10,000, trust me,
it's easy.
Then
it's easy. And I think these days, because of social media, so you need to probably have a certain form of a profile, either on TikTok or Facebook or LinkedIn or whatever you, and say, I'm a graphic designer, I design beautiful things. Every simple item that you create, post it there and share your process. Even if you begin to learn, record a video of you learning how to draw shapes. Document your process. I mean, tell the world that you're beginning to learn graphic design. And let me talk a bit about, I mean, how do you then go about, after you've learned, how do you go about making money with? Like Philip rightly mentioned, there are plenty people. The reason why we are saying it's in demand is that there are a lot of people looking for people without skills. Also, because of social media these days. So just go to the next boutique or pharmacy or whatever shop that is around you and just go and say, "Oh, I'm a graphic designer. I noticed that your flyers are this, and I want to design something free for you. You don't have to pay me anything. I just want to do a logo for you. I want to do something for you." There's no way. Maybe a few people would say no, but I tell you, if you talk to 5 people, 4 of them would say yes.
You say yes.
So for me, the skill that has made most impact on me, and I know has made impact on many people, is digital marketing. So at the very basic of it, digital marketing is a form of marketing, and marketing is ability to create and maintain profitable relationship between a company and its customers or clients. It's cultivating that relationship so that it's beneficial to you as a company. It's also beneficial to you as the client. So it may involve several things such as creating product promotion, advertising, branding, and everything in between. But since the internet became something that is changing everything around us, marketing gradually moved from this traditional way of television, billboard, and has evolved because that's where attention was.
Yeah.
And still, it is where the attention is. So it gave rise to marketing through technology and through the internet. So that's basically what digital marketing is about.
Yeah.
So basically, one of the skills that I believe that if you want to start making money in Ghana, even gain a full-time employment,
Yeah.
or set up on yourself to help people take advantage, is digital marketing, or at a subset of it, social media skills. But in the digital marketing toolbox, there are several areas that you could specialize in. Some are specializing in search engine optimization, paid media buying, but also social media marketing. So that is what it is, right? So the next thing is, how do you get started? I think the good news is that there are a lot of information on how to become a digital marketer. These days, even in Ghana, some universities have incorporated digital marketing as part of their degree marketing program. But also, some universities are also running short courses on social media marketing and then digital marketing as a whole. But that's on the paid route because I believe in the YouTube university. So I'm telling you that you don't necessarily need to go to a traditional university to acquire the skill. To get started, on my opinion, there is a free course on HubSpot Academy that HubSpot Academy has a lot of collection of free courses that will teach you everything from digital marketing to email marketing to inbound marketing to everything for free, and they will give you a certificate.
Yeah, certificate.
So that is the first way to get started.
Google also has an online
the
course.
Google Garage.
Google, they also have
Google Skills Academy for Africa. That is also there. But that's the beginning that we mentioned about the graphic design is still applicable. You have to first decide that now I want to become.
I want to become. If you don't want to become, then I think this video is not for you. If you want to be a digital marketer, then please continue to watch us and then enjoy.
So that process we mentioned for the graphic designer is still applicable. Become. And after that, resources. What are the resources? That's the resources that we have mentioned. The Google Garage. It teaches you the basics. You always need the basics. The concept of the 80/20. Look, what you really need is not to understand everything about digital marketing or graphic design. You just need to understand the basics. And I tell you, I made my first money without actually knowing. I haven't even created a Facebook page before. But I had learned everything there is to know about Facebook page, so I could walk you through the process of creating a Facebook page. I didn't know, and someone was willing to pay me. I believe a person will pay. So after that, learn the basics. What is digital marketing, what is it about, how does it work, and how to get started, how to create Facebook page, how to create content, how to understand your audience, how to promote it, how to buy ads online, and the components of email marketing, search engine optimizing. Get the basics. After you've gotten that, the next step is to put yourself out there. Just go to them and say, hey, are you aware that if you have this post online and you do this online, you do that online, you would get more people, and they'll be willing to say, okay, It's okay, I can do that for you. I can create a Facebook page for you, and then they can get you started.
So the third skill I would say is video editing. Video editing, and that's again, video editing, videography is different. I mean, it's different from videography, but video editing, it is you compiling different sorts of videos and creating the content out of it to become more meaningful and to talk to the person watching you so that the person can get, I mean, meaning from whatever you've created.
Yeah.
And so that is actually video editing. And how can you do it? I mean, you need softwares to do this. And one of the few tools is CapCut. I mean, you can master CapCut and then use CapCut to edit your videos.
Yeah.
You can use Adobe, same Adobe Suite, Adobe Premiere Pro. You can use DaVinci Resolve. But these are for the guys who understand it. But if you want to start, you can start with CapCut and then move to Adobe Premiere Pro, and then you can move to DaVinci.
Yeah.
So these are the three software that you can use to become a very good video editor. And trust me, I have a client online that he pays me like $200 every month.
I mean, so I just trying to calculate $200. Averagely, the dollar rate is what
15.5.
So let me just say, let me be, and say 16 cities, right?
Okay.
That is 3,200. So let's say you have. So we are talking about 10,000.
10,000 Ghana cedis.
And that diving 200 cedi, $200. You are charging low.
I'm there because a friend introduced me to her.
Yeah, so but you can go beyond
I
that.
can go beyond.
And Charlie. So the 10,000 Ghana cedi we are talking about is really,
If you really put work to it,
somebody's monthly salary
it's 2 months.
who wakes up like around 4 a.m.
4 a.m.
and will go and come back like
traffic.
Will not end this. So
the boss will call you.
Yeah.
Where are you?
It's okay because
It's 9 o'clock. You are still not in the.
So let me also expand on that a bit. So in the video, editing space, the one that you're able to compile various clips, you can also integrate backwards all the way into the filming and the production of it. So yeah, the videography, the cinematography, whatever they call. Please, I'm just telling you a skill that's in demand. Just to get you understand that you can integrate backwards to understand how cameras work, how do you film, how do you ensure that you can capture good scenes and be able to shoot the raw content. Then you can move on because some of the clients you may have to end up recording them before you can edit.
Yeah.
So you can understand
so that is 2 skills in one.
2 skills like that.
2 skills
so
in
the
one.
video production proper is being able to tripod, camera, lighting,
understand what lighting is. Like let's say you are charging $100 or Ghana cedis. So let's say you are charging 1,000 cedis for the shooting and you are charging 1,500 cedis for the editing. So you are taking 2,500 cedis from 2 skill set but 1 project.
Yeah.
And if you go ahead to add the first skill we talk about, which is graphic design, and its train is motion design. So if you are able to develop yourself and also move into motion design, and then the same client is looking at someone to do a motion graphics for, you can also charge additional $50 or $20 or 500 cedis. And in addition to that, then you are getting like 3,000 cedis from one client, and that thing is going to take you like 2 days or 1 day. And you have your 3,000 Ghana cedis.
And even just to add up, at the end of the day, the client is creating that video, that graphic to communicate. So the person may want to put it on social media. That is where the digital marketing or the social media marketing skill that we talk about also come in. So with one client, you see all the things moving around it. And the next skill that I'm going to talk about also fits into this thing very well. That is web development skill. Now, that is also one of the the 4th in-demand skill that I also believe has benefited me in many ways. And I know that a lot of people are also benefiting from that. The rise of the internet gave, a need for businesses to be able to communicate their value proposition to customers without necessarily having to do all these traditional flyers that people don't pay attention to. So website became a thing, and basically it's like having a page on the internet that helps you communicate to your customers. So I may not be able to define website technically, but it's a collection of web pages that make up your website. And a web page is a collection of information that's set on the internet on a particular unique address. So basically understanding how to help businesses or individuals communicate their value on the internet through a website is a very top in demand skill. There are two ways to get started on this skills. You can go the hardcore route, which is teaching yourself the various web programming languages, all the way from HTML, which is the foundation of a web, and then CSS, which add the styling to it, and then the JavaScript, and going all the way to the JavaScript frameworks, the Bootstrap, the Material UX, the SAS, the React, so that if you go that route, you are even actually enhancing your web skills to developing web applications and even diving more into software development. But I'm talking about the basic web development. So, or you can also go the no code or the low code route, which basically means understanding how to use WordPress. And then there's Webflow, there's Wix, there's Squarespace, there's GoDaddy, and all these platforms allow you to quickly build a website using templates, that you can buy or get a free thing. And at the end of the day, you'll be able to help a client communicate their value proposition on a website. But you may also need to understand web hosting, basically like where you keep the website files, and then you also need to understand domain name and then like the unique address of the company.
So domain name www. Let's say my name www.philip.com.
Yes, that is the domain.
So that resource locator.
Exactly. And so the Millennial Moneybook Podcast, we have a website which is the millennialmoneybook.com, where you can have access to all our content. We build it ourselves because it's not difficult to do. You practice it, you learn it, and I think 1 hour YouTube tutorial on how to build a website with WordPress will teach you everything from buying a domain name, either from Namecheap to hosting it on Bluehost, or how to install WordPress, how to edit WordPress templates, and the same process is like that for everyone. But if you are also interested in some of the skills that we've learned with your graphic design knowledge, it will help you to manipulate images and logos. And if you have videos and it's going to contain video, it would also help you. So, and you can charge a ton of money for a website. I tell you, please
tell them how much you charge.
So let me start off.
Let's say a recent project you did.
So one of the recent project that I did. Let me
don't mention the client's name.
Let me talk about the project that I did when I first learned that skill.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. I charged 2,500 cedis to build a very basic WordPress website. But now, there are more bigger projects that we are running on, but we are sharing it because we know it works. Yeah. So okay. Philip.
So I think that the next one is photography. You're watching me. Don't say that because phones are in the system, so photography is now declining. Dead. It's not dead.
Yeah.
It's not dead.
Yeah.
You cannot use phone and compare it to camera. Even if you are using the phone, you need to be good at it.
To understand
the exposure settings, the composure, the contrast, the ISO, the depth of field. You need to understand this before you can use a phone to shoot a very good and then compelling image to communicate. It's not just about taking pictures. It's about using this picture to impart, to communicate.
Tell a story.
To tell a story. And so understand that photography is in the trend. And if you take this skill very, very seriously, trust me, you fed the 10,000 Ghana cedis. Average photographer in Ghana will charge 5,000 or even 7,000 cedis to shoot a wedding for you.
Yeah.
Just the photography line.
Yeah.
Francis will charge you 1,000 cedis for you to come and select 4 pictures 4 pictures.
Yeah.
1,000 Ghana cedis, and you select 4 pictures.
Now, so it's, let's say 1,000 Ghana cedis, and you take 10 people. That is 10,000. But that is even on the lower side.
This is
On
the
the
lower
lower
side.
side. Yes.
That's the lower
Because
side. So on the higher level, or the medium level,
when projects you clock that amount. Yeah.
and so, and how do you get started? How do you get started? The same channel. You make your mind, I want to be a photographer.
Yeah.
Look for people who have been in this game. Go to TikTok. Don't just go and scroll. Just go and search for people who are in this field. Learn from them. Know where they are coming from, how they did it. Now, when you understand this game and you know that people are getting so much money there, that can also trigger your mindset and tell you that, hey, there's money here, or there's some sort of wisdom here, there's some sort of skill set here that you can get something. Once you get that mindset, then you push all your energy in this thing for the next 2 months, for the next 1 month, for the next 3 months. Then you commit your time to it.
Yeah.
You begin to make it. And so, average, if you have a phone, you don't have money to buy
A camera.
you can start with your phone.
Yeah.
And start shooting with your phone.
Yeah.
And you can start shooting good quality images with your phone. Once you understand the concept of photography, you will begin to fetch so much money.
So let me just add that, this is just my little pain that I've seen. I see so many young people investing a lot of money to buy phones. The funny enough, it's just to show off.
Yeah.
Especially those iPhone users.
Yeah.
But for your information, I'm using Google Pixel. But for those iPhone users that thinks that the whole world revolves around, I know I'm going to get bashed for this. But let me just say that, look, I follow a lot of smartphone trends. But I would wish that after spending a lot of money to buy that smartphone, it doesn't just become a fashion item. If you have the latest iPhone 60 or Samsung Galaxy 25 or 24, which is very good device, it shouldn't just be because you want to show off, especially if you really want to follow a conversation. You should be able to understand how to make most out of that phone, to even learn some of the skills that we are talking about, and to use it to kickstart your photography journey. You can even sell your photography online.
There are stock
images. I think, let me give this idea to anybody aspiring. So if our conversation has touched you and you want to start, let me give you this idea. In design, because we design something, we are looking for a crowd-based image, and it is very difficult. So for me, this is actually my pain point, and something I want to start to document most places in Accra and put it online and sell it. So if you're a photographer out there and you are looking, because there are a lot of designers in Ghana who are looking for Ghanaian based or Accra based kind of photography to feature in their design, and it's very difficult to come by. So please, I believe that any photographer interested in making money should pick up this my idea. Please tag us, so we know you are working on it, and we can also shout out your work to the world and document most places in Accra. And I tell you, people will pay for that to get access to that fine Independence Square picture, or that lighthouse, that fine, certain places in Accra that you can just document and put it on the internet. So let me
remember us.
Yeah, remember we gave you the idea. So let me talk about the next skill. I believe
it's going to blow their mind.
Yes. So it is on the high end of the web and extension of the web development skill that I personally I'm on it. And because as I refer to the World Economic Forum report and look at some of the skills that is going to be in demand and is already in demand, it's this AI, artificial intelligence, and software developers. Of course, there's a lot of argument that, well, AI can now code, and so software developers are going out of that. I think that's a very big lie, because first of all, you need to understand how softwares are developed before you can even use the AI to create that. So understanding coding or software development gives you a certain advantage. And I will also put forth this argument that, look, when the US, the EU, The Asian countries are like level 10. Africa, we are in level 1 or level 2. So by the time those skills AI is replacing people there, we are now catching up. And in Ghana, I've observed that, look, the trend of web, social, digital is now catching up. So watch the financial space. See that most of the financial institutions are now using mobile apps. A few years ago, it was not like that. Watch the fintech space. Now there's a lot of fintech apps that are coming up. Most small businesses are also moving towards having a website. But website has been in existence since Steve Jobs' time, all those ones. But so when the advanced worlds are here, we are not catching up. So don't make your decisions because a certain trend is dying off in the US or in the UK.
Because you have access to the US market, you are now using their data
to judge what's going on
in Ghana. It's not true.
Let me tell you this. Before I came on this show, I'm actually looking for a software developer. I tell you, they are in demand. So it's the same process that we are telling you. Decide that you want to become. It's actually learnable. There are a lot of resources. And you can join me. I'm learning it actively now and I'm far advanced. You can start off by deciding that you want to be. There are a lot of free tools online, there are a lot of tutorials online. And I tell you, if you can put together a software that solves an application, that solves a problem, you will be making tons of Ghana cedis. You can also get full-time employment from that. And if you think I'm joking, go and look at the Forbes Billionaire list. And you go through the first 20 and look at what made them that billions.
There is a saying that the first set of billionaires in those ages were people in the business field. Those that productize most of their styles. And so when they move to the second phase of billionaires, we are now talking about this. So the business field is the Jeff Bezos. And now the second phase of the billionaires from the 1990s coming down, they are now talking about these guys, Mark Zuckerberg, Elon Musk. They are now using applications,
software.
They all became billionaires because they developed an application that solved a problem. So once they identify a problem and solve it by an application, they became billionaires.
Just our neighbor here, we have unicorns in Nigeria. Companies such as Paystack, are unicorns. And then so let's not even go that far. Because Nigeria has a very strong tech ecosystem. And I believe there are a lot of unicorns there. Most of their fintech payment software are unicorns, and I can, on top of my mind, I can remember Paystack. So this last skill will blow your mind. And the way we've spoken, I want all the skills to be related so that you are able to build an ecosystem. So once you learn graphic, you can learn web, you can learn animation, you can learn production, you can learn. And I think we all sitting here, we have those skills. And that's why we are advocating them as
it's advisable to, after all this, you sit down and know your strengths. You specialize in one or two fields so that you can do better.
I think we will do another episode of the skills because I still feel there are plenty of them that are not related to this creative thing that are still very. What I would say is also a skill that is being influenced by the software ecosystem, which is UI UX. UI UX basically is your ability to design and develop a certain experience for users when they are using a software or application. And then the experience is giving them a nice feeling so that when they are using your software, it helps them solve or accomplish the objective for which they came to download your software or they came to use your website or what have you. So it involves ability to understand design, which is graphic, to be able to develop interfaces. And also require you to understand customers, to be able to know the logical thinking process of a customer in solving a problem. So the graphic, if you already have graphic skills, then it's a logical step for you
to transition
into
a
the UI UX by mastering skill tools
Figma,
such as Figma,
Webflow.
Webflow, there's Framer as well, there's Sketch. These are all some of the tools in that space, and the process is still the same. And before every application is developed, there's an interface, something that you see.
Yeah, you interact with.
There's a certain logical process. If you click this button, it should take you here. That's also the experience. They developed this, and I tell you, according to the World Economic Forum report, UI UX is one of the in-demand skills for 2025 up to 2020, 2030 and beyond. So this set of skills are very interrelated. They are all, one person can learn all. They are all related. And we believe that if you spend some time, a few minutes taking our advice to check on that, um, it will help you. And we're also open to, guiding you if you feel you need that one-on-one guide. We will be open to guiding you.
Yeah, I will encourage everyone watching, if you have any interest in any of these skills, just take the first step is for you to understand and know that I want to do this.
Yeah.
That's the first thing. Know that this is what I want to do.
Yeah.
And once you come to a conclusion that this is a skill set I want to develop, then you begin to find out where can I start.
Yeah.
And that question, once the question comes, there will be an answer. And once the answer comes, then you start initiating the step.
Okay.
The step is just start learning it.
Yeah.
And there's a saying that if you want to earn, you have to learn. And once you learn, you create.
Yeah.
And in between the creation, there's also building.
Yeah.
So once you are creating, you are building.
Yeah.
And so you create, you build, you learn, and you earn.
Yeah.
And so this is a cycle
that goes
around itself. You create, and because the reason why you are having the learn and the earn is because it's a process.
The process. You never stop learning.
You never stop.
Continuous learning is also a very key skill.
So once you find yourself in a particular field, you continue to learn about this field, and you become master and master, and then they say the sky is going to be yours.
Thank you so much, and then for following this conversation. What I would say to you is that, look, if you're not careful, you'll be consuming a lot of videos like this and get very pumped up and very motivated that you will never start. Please, right now, after watching us right now, and having watched us to this point in time, I don't care about the rest of the video that you haven't watched. I want you to close the video right now. Go and decide to do the advice that you've heard us. Go, decide, and get started today. Right now, not tomorrow. Don't go to another video that is very tempting and you feel like, yeah, I have to watch. We all do that sometimes. But if you don't move from the level of watching plenty tutorials and plenty TikToks, and you may never get started on this. You have to take action today, right now. So close this video, go online and get started on any of the skills that we have mentioned to you. So we're going to come your way again with part 2 of the skills that will make you 10,000 Ghana cedis. We would put it in the link somewhere here, because this one we want to go on the very basic, not too high level, something basic things that you can do that will make you that money. That may not necessarily fall in the creative space. So until we come your way the next time, thank you so much for listening. Please subscribe to this channel. We want to grow, and you are the one that will help us grow. We've noticed that large number of our audience are not subscribers. To help us grow, we'll be grateful for that support. Thank you.